Hey guys, it's Bellamy here from Midnight Suns, and today we are going to be taking a look at the new Overwatch 2 Invasion PvE story missions. And so without further ado, here is our review of Overwatch 2 Invasion. Alright, let's first talk about the gameplay. If you've played any of the previous Overwatch Archives PvE missions, this is basically an upgraded version of that. For each mission, you get to choose from a set roster of heroes, and each hero plays pretty much the same way as they do in the regular PvP game. There are some small differences here and there, like Brigitta's Rally Ultimate having her regular small shield instead of the gigantic rally shield that she has in the regular PvP game. But otherwise, most heroes function identically in the PvE invasion missions as they do in the live service PvP game. And that is a good thing, because all the heroes in Overwatch have unique kits that are incredibly fun and polished to play with. And the gunplay in this game is just so good, and that's why many people like myself have been playing this game for the past 7 years. With these Invasion PvE story missions, you get to bring all the skills and techniques you've learned over the hundreds of hours you've spent mastering your favorite heroes and use them against a variety of enemy now sector bots. That being said, if you are a brand new player to Overwatch 2, these Invasion PvE story missions are actually a really good way for you to start playing the game and try out different heroes without having the stress of competing in actual PvP matches. The Invasion story missions also bring some interesting gameplay mechanics that we haven't seen before in Overwatch, even in the previous Archives events. The first mission has this big boss fight at the end, the second mission is a survivor escort mission, and the third mission ends in what is pretty much an FPS tower defense game where you need to strategically set up different types of turrets around the map to eliminate the invading now sector bots. In total, the Invasion story missions will give you about an hour and a half of playtime on the normal difficulty, but they can last you days if you choose to play on the legendary difficulty, which is where the real challenge is. I highly recommend only attempting the legendary difficulty with a full stack of 4 highly experienced players, because you are going to need some really good communication and high level strategies if you plan on going through all 3 missions on legendary. That being said, if you are a solo player and you are wondering if you can play the Invasion story missions, fret not, because there is regular matchmaking, and in the worst case scenario, the game will fill your team with AI teammates if they are unable to match you with other human players after 2 minutes of queuing. So you can definitely still enjoy the Invasion story missions on your own if you want, but I highly recommend staying away from the legendary difficulty missions in that case. Okay, and now let's talk about the story. And let me just say, the story is the absolute highlight of the Invasion story missions. All the interactions between the characters we know and love are fantastic, and we get to see the origin of how heroes like Lucio and Bastion join Overwatch. I'm not going to say much else because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't already played the Invasion story missions, but I will just say that the cutscenes alone are a good enough reason to play the missions. And I really think that there needs to be a full-on feature-length Overwatch movie, because that will easily be one of the best superhero movies ever made. I think the story and lore and the world of Overwatch is the best part of the game, and I think an Overwatch cinematic universe would be so awesome. The 3 Invasion story missions end on such a big cliffhanger, and I am really dying to know what happens next in the story now. Now let's talk about the visuals. I've always been a massive fan of the Overwatch art style from the very beginning of Overwatch 1. And Overwatch 2 has carried that polished, bright and colourful art style over in both the regular PvP game and now in these Invasion PvE missions. I've always appreciated the bright and hopeful nature of Overwatch's art style, and that optimistic tone is also present very much so in these Invasion story missions. As for the cutscenes, they look really great. The animation is beautiful, and with over 20 minutes of awesome cutscenes in the Invasion story missions, it feels like you are watching a really great animated series in between mowing down legions of now sector bots. And finally, let's talk about the audio and sound design in the Invasion story missions. The sound effects are all great, and the voice acting for all the characters are absolutely perfect, as they usually are in Overwatch. And hearing all the different character interactions was really just delightful. There are over 12,000 new voice lines recorded for the Invasion story missions, and you'll need to play through the missions with all the different combinations of characters if you want to hear everything. So for the hardcore Overwatch 2 lore enthusiasts, this is certainly going to add a lot of replayability for you. You get to learn so much about the world of Overwatch just through the voice lines alone, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but I will just say that you even get to learn a bit about Brigitta's sister through certain character interactions, and I thought that was really cool. I would also like to mention that the music for these Invasion story missions are absolutely fantastic, especially for the third mission called Ironclad, which is Torbjorn's mission. I thought the music in that mission was just amazing, especially at the end when Torbjorn and Reinhardt are having that interaction. It was just so good.
I've been given a second chance. This is what I meant to do.
Well, it looks like you'll have some company. You all right with that?
We could use the help.
But alright, it is now time to give Overwatch 2 Invasion a final score. I am giving it an 8 out of 10. I think if you are a massive fan of Overwatch and its world and its lore and all the heroes, then this is a must play for you. Completing challenges in the Invasion story missions will also unlock a bunch of voice lines and cosmetics, including what I think is easily the best legendary Sojourn skin in the game, her cool black futuristic soldier outfit from her animated shot. If you really want to unlock everything that comes with these Invasion PvE story missions, you are going to need to find 3 friends to stack with and be ready to spend days completing the missions on Legendary. So if you're interested in any of that, then I think Overwatch 2 Invasion is easily worth the $15 price tag. And that is the end of the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Now for the part that I'm sure many of you have been waiting for, we have received some Overwatch 2 Invasion bundle codes from Blizzard Southeast Asia to give away to you guys. I will be giving away a total of 3 codes. One on my Twitter, or is it called X now? But yes, I will be giving away 1 code on my Twitter, another on my Instagram page, and finally 1 on my Discord server. All the links will be provided in the description box below, so go and check that out. And with that being said, good luck everybody, and as always, stay gold.
Hey, you good?
Always.
Null Sector's forces are attacking Rio, Gothenburg, and Toronto. Answer the call, heroes. Defend the world in Overwatch 2 Invasion story missions on August 10th.